Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's digital marketing presentation. Let's get social. Doesn't that sound like a fun topic? I am Lani Lott, and I'm going to be your presenter today and representing the Small Business Development Center in Shasta-Cascade area. And I am so excited for this webinar. I think I have some different ways to think about your social media marketing, and maybe you could take a couple points home today. So this is being hosted by the Shasta-Cascade and Siskiyou Small Business Development Center. We provide confident, no-cost advisory and low to no-cost training services. We are funded under a program by the Cal Poly Humboldt Foundation, as well as the Small Business Administration and the California Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. So we have some fabulous federal and state and partners, and we are very excited that you have joined to come and learn about social media. This is part of our experts, as we call ourselves, our business advisors. These are our advisors that represent the Shasta, Trinity, and Siskiyou County area. And we have about 40 other additional advisors that can talk about any subject matter that you're wanting to know more about your business, whether you are starting in the growth phase of your business, or want to even talk about succession planning. We can cover all topics from preparing your business plan for capital, to human resource questions, to, of course, my favorite subject, marketing and promotion. This is a little bit of the stats that we have been able to create our impact, right? We always talk about, when we're talking about how our businesses are doing, what's that measurable impact? And this is ours in Shasta-Cascade and Trinity County. I got to move my bar here so I can see everything from 2017 to 2022. This was our return on our investment. As you can see, we were able to assist businesses with over $24.6 million in loans and equity investment, annual sales increase. We had a number of hours of advising entrepreneurs, over 5,000 entrepreneurs that we counseled or trained. And then we created 1,400 jobs in just these two counties, and helps launch 99 new businesses. So that's pretty impressive in my mind, because Trinity County is one of the smallest counties in the state of California. And then, of course, Shasta County is one of the largest in the northern area. So we are very proud of those stats. This is our disclaimer. I do have to read it just because our host would like us to make sure that you understand that the information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any materials contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, or other professional advice specific to their situation or your situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the Cal Poly Humboldt Sponsored Programs Foundation, and the Siskiyou County Economic Council specifically disclaims any liability, loss of risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. Okay, so with that, let's move on. And that's me. I have a new profile picture. I decided that the one I was using with my colleague, my little dog, Charlie, I needed to update. So that's me. I am the president of my own consulting practice. I do provide services with the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center, business advising. I work in the area also with community development, nonprofit management, as well as downtown and economic revitalization. So I am very excited to start our topic today, So let's get social. So I'm going to cover some things about social media marketing that you probably may already know about, but the 3 areas that are very key and really impacting and making sure that your social media marketing is reaching its full potential. And then talk about what are the top 6 social media platforms that you should consider. There are 128 platforms out there, so I can only cover 6 in our hour. If you want to spend a whole day with me, we could do 128, but I'm sure nobody wants to hear me for that long. So let's start about, social media marketing in a nutshell. And I was thinking about how can I condense all this information about social media marketing into an hour. I thought, okay, let's just start with thinking about it in a nutshell. We are probably all aware that social media marketing has quite a few benefits and really is used for a lot of different reasons from various businesses. And each platform has its own little twist or its own little way of really reaching your audience. But for the most part, social media platforms are there to promote your products and services. Of course, that's the number one thing we want to get out there in our social media marketing is to reach our audience and encourage them to do business with us. That's why we're doing what we're doing. It does help increase your brand awareness. Your brand is very important because you're really competing out there with lots of different folks, whether they're national discounters or chains or even your local businesses. And so with social media marketing, we build our brand, we build our awareness in the marketplace. It engages with your audience. Social media marketing is all about engagement. Having daily interaction with your potential audience, your customers, your partners, your colleagues, your organizations, if you're an organization, your members or your stakeholders. So we're really talking about everyday engagement. And I'm saying every day because you should be looking at posting at least 4 to 5 times a day. If you can do it twice a day, that's great. But don't freak out now. Don't get all nervous that oh my God, what am I going to do? So I'm just going to say, just hold on to that thought. We get there eventually. And I'm not saying you have to post on all 128 platforms. You have to at least look at trying to gain some kind of engagement, traction, building your content with at least 2 platforms that are reaching your potential customer. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Then, of course, we want our social media to drive website traffic. All of our marketing is really helping lead folks to a place where they can take action, whether it's purchase a product, call us to set an appointment, find our location, come in and learn more about our business. So, your website is there to talk about what you do, who you are, your story, answer questions they may have. So social media marketing does a lot of that through your content posting, but really we're looking at really getting our folks to look at and drive traffic to our website. And then some platforms are even enabling your customers to purchase products from them directly from the app. When we talk about social media marketing, it's just like when we talk about our marketing strategy and the overall, is that you really want to think about a strategy. What is your strategy for your social media marketing? What are your goals? Who's your target audience? What key platforms am I going to use? What's my content strategy? You can't just start posting. And yeah, you can, because there's somebody that's going to say you can't do that, but you really want to start thinking about what is my goal and who am I trying to reach? And is this the right type of content? Because it does take time. It takes valuable time from you if you're the business owner that is managing your platforms, or your marketing partner, or one of your employees who this is part of their job description. So it does take time. It can take some resources too, if you're going to be looking at using the platforms for advertising. You want to think about publishing. How are you actually going to create the social content and get it in front of your audiences? What's your frequency? When are you going to post? How are you using the scheduling tools? Are you going to be using videos, reels, stories, organic posts? Are you going to be investing in some advertising? So all of your publishing is one of the core elements of thinking about your social media strategy. Then you want to think about advertising. All of the social media platforms pretty much offer advertising opportunities. Now, organic content that you're posting, there is no cost to do that. Organic content is what you create as a post or a video or a story. And it goes out to the folks who are following you, potentially following you, into their news feeds. Now, with the algorithm of social media platforms, of course, they want you to engage more with that platform. And so when you're advertising, not only is it reaching maybe a potential audience that you're really targeting, but it also will increase the algorithm, and the chances are better that your paid or boosted ad will drop into your potential customer that you've identified and designed your content around. So we call it what? Pay to play. And all of the platforms have that option. And they're always encouraging to look at doing that, but you don't have to. But it is one of the areas that you might want to start thinking about as you grow your social media marketing activity. And then there's analytics. That's the very last core of social media marketing. And that refers to the set of practice you use to monitor the effectiveness of your social media campaigns. It involves tracking, looking at, analyzing your matrix, including your account or post reach, views, get engagements, clicks, and mentions. I do want to remind you, maybe Emily, who is helping us assist the back end of this webinar, you will be getting a recording of this webinar along with a copy of the PowerPoint presentation with my notes in it. So if you get a little confused of what I'm saying, you can come back and refer to that. So with that said, just in overview, social networks builds customer loyalty. Over time, that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community around our business, build loyalty from our customers so that they share your content. They react to a call for action. They are remembering and keeping you front of mind as they're thinking about their business, their consumer needs. It strengthens your online presence. Many of the platforms like YouTube have very built-in, it's search engine optimization, or in short, SEO. The more SEO that you have around your business, the more you're going to come up higher in the search. So this is one of the areas with the online presence, with consistency on your social media platforms, that helps with that SEO. It provides real-time engagement. When you are an active social media user and your business is actively posting regularly and you're designing your content around engagement, you're going to get folks that are going to ask questions, are going to comment, are going to share, are going to like. That's what we're looking for, that real-time engagement. With your website, most of the time, that's a one-way avenue. They go to your website, they read about your business, they look at your products and services, they learn more about your policies. And then if you have an e-commerce piece to your website, then they may be purchasing from you at that moment. But they may be following on your social media marketing platforms to learn more on a daily basis of, maybe they're watching a video of you of a product or service, or that you're hosting an event and they're going to come to that event to learn more about your organization. Social networks definitely increase your brand awareness. Talked about that. It promotes your products and services. Yes, it does. It stretches your marketing budget. Most of the platforms cost nothing to sign up and create a page, a profile, business profile, whatever we're going to call it. There is no cost to it to create that business front-facing platform. Now, once you have it, you got to do something with it. So you want to build out all those features that are available to you. And then you want to start using, pushing out content. So it does help stretch your marketing budget. What it does cost you is your time and focus and create and thinking about what's, really dialing in who your customer is, your content. It may stretch you to grow and get comfortable with doing stories or videos or learning about reels or learning about posting on Pinterest with pins and creating boards. All of that is the rest of the story. But in the beginning, social media platforms help stretch that marketing budget, gives you another place online, gives you another ability to start to grow your brand. All of the platforms offer digital features, and we'll get a little bit into those on the 6 most popular platforms. But they have event opportunity for you to promote your events. Really, really beneficial for organizations if you're doing a fundraising activity or you're hosting an event. If you're in the arts or the performing, in the arts, or you're an organization that does community events, then there's an opportunity to really create that event, reach your audience, and even maybe invest in paying to get it out to your trade area. It can interface with other digital tools and apps that are specific to your industry. And many of them interface with like Mind and Body if you're in the spa health sector. So if you have, your own app, or you have a specific website and you have some things that are built with it, it can interface with those. It interfaces with a lot of the email marketing programs like Constant Contact or MailChimp. So a lot of our social media platforms help cut down the time it takes to kind of post across all of those different marketing tools. And then it helps with assessing your marketing ROI, or return on investment. That is a little tricky because it can get confusing when you look at your analytics. You don't know what your reach is versus organic content versus followers versus, all of those different terms. And that is really one area that we as advisors can help you with, is to kind of dig down into those analytics and start to really help understand what it's telling you. But again, you have to go back to your strategy and what was your goal and what was your baseline for starting your platform, and then measuring to see if we're reaching that. In my presentations, I always like to try to have an example of a local business, of a business that's in our county, in our territory. We service Shasta County, Trinity County, and Siskiyou County through our SBD center. But there is an SBDC center close to you, wherever you are in the nation. And our last slide will show you how to access that. But this is the Facebook post for Trinity Brewery. They're up in Weaverville County. And this is how they really promote their live music that they have hosting practically every Friday and Saturday at their brewery. And so they use their Facebook page. It's what works really well for them up in rural Weaverville. And then this is, they showcase who's singing, and they talk about the times, and then they have a picture, and they can link to that particular musician's site. And so this is just one example of a business that is putting on regular entertainment using one of the features in Facebook. So here are 3 areas that we're going to talk about. The first one that I really want you to think about, and it might be new to you, so don't get too, freaked out about it. Because when I learned about it, I was like, oh, you're kidding me. I got to do this. So anyways, when we're talking about engaging your growing your engagement on social media, marketing, we're really talking about growing your social media community, growing those followers or your ideal customer, really targeting and thinking about who that is. Now, when we talk in your business plan, we always say, identify your primary market and your secondary market. In social media, we're talking about really drilling down and thinking about creating your avatar. Now, this isn't you avatar. This isn't your avatar that you're going to put on and show yourself, not your real person. This is your ideal customer in your mind so that you have them so defined that when you start to think about creating content, you're thinking about that particular avatar or that particular ideal customer. So in order to get that and create that avatar, you want to sit back and perhaps you're really close already. Maybe you've already taken time to really know your customer and who's most likely to do business with you. And you know the problems that your business is trying to solve for your ideal customer. That is where we want to get to. So you want to start and think about your avatar or your ideal customer that you're going to create your social media content around. Who is it that you want to work with, right? Well, who you want to work with may not be always our ideal customer, but you want to learn what those individuals want. So start out thinking about who is the age of my ideal customer? What is their lifestyle? What are their hobbies? What is the income demographics of that ideal my avatar or my ideal customer? A lot of folks will name their avatar to be like customer Carol. And this is her. She is this age. She likes lifestyle. She likes to be outdoors. She likes to fish. She likes to hike. She likes to do family outings. She likes to be up in the mountains or down in the desert. Her hobbies include biking and swimming and crafting. Income demographics could be she is like middle income bracket between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. She has a college education. She feels excited about life. She wants to be outdoors. She wants to be healthy. She's very interested in new adventures. She likes to travel. Oh, I forgot to fix that little air. Sorry. How do they think? She thinks she is, wants to really give back to her community. She wants to volunteer. So you're really, and this is not easy to do. You can't just go click. This is who she is, or this is who he is, or this is who they are. You have to kind of dig down. And maybe the best place is if you're already using social media platform, you go back and you look at who's commenting and who is really your customer base and who is following you, who's doing business with you. If you have a storefront, who's coming in there? And you can start to really get a snapshot of who that ideal customer is. And you can start to ask them. You can post questions on your social media. Do you like fishing, or if you're a sporting goods store, let's say you could post a question, do you like fishing or do you like boating better? Where do you like to go fishing? I mean, you can use your social media for really starting to drill down. But where you want to get to is you want to think about the problems your business can solve. What is their pain point your business can solve? This is where you want to start to think about what is it that my business either entertains, makes it more fun in their life, makes it more entertaining, more fulfilled, less stressful. helps them understand how to do something, makes them feel better about themselves. If you're a hairdresser, they like to come to you because when they leave, they're confident. Like, you know, for me, I'm going to my 50th, yes, my 50th class reunion, August 26th. I have a hair appointment with my person in my town that I'm going to go to see my class reunion, and she is going to give me a little trim, do my bangs, blow out my hair. So I am looking the best I can, confident, want to look great for my 50th class reunion, right? So what is the pain point or the problem your business can solve? Because that is what we want to communicate through our content. That is how we want to engage our customers. That's how we want to position our products and services. So for example, if you have a photography business, your problem or pain point you're trying to solve is that that person who is always behind the camera can now be in the picture. You're making memories. You're putting together if you're a family portrait photographer, you're bringing family together for the family reunion or the wedding. It's about making memories. It's as a moment in their life that they want to cherish forever. If you're in the food industry, perhaps your restaurant or your food truck is making it easier for them to pick up food during their 1 hour lunch break, or that you're providing delivery service easier to them. I don't know, my 27-year-old, I think she has stock in DoorDash because she is always using DoorDash because she works remotely and she has a half an hour break and she cannot get out to get lunch. Plus she doesn't cook. So it's solving that problem. If you're wanting like a boring date night, you know, you want to go out, you're just tired of cooking. So what is that problem or pain point? So how do you know if your avatar is right? Once you kind of drill down, start to really write this out. And I would say just get a piece of paper and start to do a brain dump and just think about, put yourself in your ideal customer's shoes and ask all these questions. And so you want to then think about that because you're going to start to align your content. And pretty quickly, you'll see if your avatar is in line with what your content is. So like, for example, if you're a wedding photographer and you've done, you've got your avatar and you want to do weddings and you've really identified the problems you're solving, but suddenly you're getting a lot of requests for family portraits, you either have to switch your avatar and realign your content, or you say, okay, for some reason, there's a lot of folks out there that are wanting family portraits. So I'm going to redefine my avatar, or I don't want to do family portraits. I want to focus just on weddings. So I'm going to look at the type of content that I'm posting, and maybe it's not specific enough. Okay. So this is I know it's a whole new way to think, and we're probably all going, oh my gosh, I thought I just had it together. But no, hold on. We're going to show you how this all works together. So this is Visit Reading. This is their tourism site. And of course, their avatar is everybody who wants to come up and enjoy something that Reading has to offer. And they have a lot to offer. So their avatar may be someone who wants to travel, enjoys rodeo, enjoys the river, enjoys fishing, enjoys everything that Reading has to offer. So their avatar may be a lot, have a lot more depth to it. But the problem they're trying to solve is that, excuse me, I got something in my eye. The problem they're trying to solve is some people are on vacation. They're wanting to get away. They want to come and experience something for the day, for the weekend, something that is City of the Reading has to offer. And that is the type of content that they're going to create. They're going to showcase all of those activities that are offered in Reading. So before we get into content, I want to talk a little bit about hashtags. Okay, I gotta take my glass just a second here. I got something in my eye. It always happens, right? So what is a hashtag? I was talking to a client the other day and they were like, oh, I don't even know what a hashtag is. I hear about it. I don't even know what it is. So I thought I'd take a minute and just give you a definition. There are several definitions. You could Google this yourself. So a hashtag is a way to identify digital content on a specific topic. It's a word or keyword phrase that is preceded by a hashtag or the pound number, right? To help those who might be interested in your topic to find it when they search for a keyword or a particular hashtag. It categorizes content and it makes it easier for folks to find. So, for example, I went to Rod Stewart concert last week. Loved it. Highly recommend it. He put on the best show for a 78-year-old that I've ever seen. And I wanted to find out what other folks were saying about the Rod Stewart concert. I wanted to see clips of other ones before I went because I really didn't know what to expect. So on Instagram is where I started, hashtag Rod Stewart concert. And so then you'll see everything that has been hashtagged by folks that have attended. Maybe you'll see Rod Stewart official site. That may be his site. So it is used so I got a lot of different images on Instagram about Rod Stewart. So we use hashtags to invite people to check out your social media. Now, people are like, well, I see them, but how often should I use them? And should I just hashtag anything? Well, yeah, that's fine. You can do anything you want to on your social media platforms. That's the beauty of them. But to be more efficient and effective of your time and really thinking about what folks are out there who might want to search for the content that I'm sharing with my hashtags, think about the 9 hashtag rule. You want to do 9 hashtags on every social media platform that you are regularly using, except your personal Facebook profile. That's the one area that folks just say, don't do that. Don't hashtag your personal profile, your Facebook profile. We don't need to know that, hashtag whatever. If you hashtag on your personal profile, that's fine. But I'm just telling you, that was a recommendation from one of my colleagues that's been doing social media marketing a little longer than me. So the 9 hashtag rule is think about 3 hashtags of what you do, what your business does. For example, my hashtag, if I was going to do a hashtag about this webinar, I would say hashtag small biz advisor, hashtag consultant, hashtag economic development. Okay. What are those 3 hashtags of what you do, what your business does? 3 hashtags around who you help. That might be around your avatar, but who are you trying to help? Hashtag small business owners, hashtag nonprofits, hashtag entrepreneurs. That's what I would do. And then 3 around the problem or pain point you're trying to solve. Hashtag social media 101, hashtag free training, hashtag small business workshops. Those are just examples. So you want to think about that as you're looking at your content. Now, you can change those hashtags specifically around what type of content you're posting. So if you're posting about an event, it may be very different if you're trying to post something about educational, trying to inform your followers. So 3 hashtags for what you do, 3 around who you help, and 3 around the problem you're trying to solve. You want to think about them as a form of SEO or searching. People are going to hashtag and search for that specific topic. So, and when you hashtag, if you're using the MetaSuite business manager that MetaSuite has for Facebook and Instagram, and when you put in a hashtag in there under their MetaSuite business manager site, you will see under hashtag social media 101, you may see that hashtag may have 250,000 hashtags. Like there's people have hashtagged and looked for that. 250,000 people have looked for that specific hashtag. I like to recommend look for hashtags that have less than 10,000 people. And in the beginning, especially if you want to hashtag your brand of your business name, which you should do as the one of what you do, you want to get that, build your brand, you may only have 1 or 0 because this may be starting to hashtag. But that's just a little tip for you to think about that. In the Facebook MetaSuite, you can save your hashtags. And so you can save the 9 hashtags that you want to use maybe regularly and then add to them. Over on this right-hand side, this is a store that is up in Weaverville. It's Turncoat Goods. They're only open on Saturdays. They are a vintage store that has amazing things, and they know exactly who their avatar is. They know exactly who they're trying to help and the pain point they're trying to solve. And they use hashtags regularly because the only way that this business gets the word out is through their Instagram account. They don't have a website. They have a storefront. They probably have a open on Saturdays, but when they're open on special events or they're open on a special day, they'll hashtag it out. They'll send a Instagram out. So they have quite a following. And I would encourage you just kind of look at how they're using their hashtags. So I just am giving them a little shout out because I really like to give you a great example. They do clothing. They have shoes. So whatever their theme is, like one week it was the rodeo, right? And so it was all Lee, Wranglers, cowboy boots, all around what was happening in the community. Because guess who was up there on that Saturday? Yeah, it was people going to the rodeo. So they really are trying to attract those visitors too. Okay, so that's enough about hashtags. Let's quickly move into content. This is the third area. Now we all know, you hear this over and over and over. Content is king. Yes, it is. And if you're posting regularly, at least once a day on each of your platforms, great. Try to get to that point. But we want to really start to think about wrapping our content and that we're going to be creating, whether it's organic or you're going to be doing advertising, around hitting that avatar, really trying to reach your ideal customer. So there's 3 different types of content you want to really focus on. And this is my recommendation. You may hear it differently from somebody else, but for today, you're my audience, and I'm going to give you what I believe is the 3 areas so it's not so overwhelming. First is events. It's a no-brainer. Events that you are personally hosting. If you're hosting a sale, if you're hosting actual customer appreciation, if you're whatever you're hosting, you want to think about creating content around that, or what's going on in the world that your business would react to. What's going on around in your area, in your business. For example, up in, Weaverville or down in Shasta County, there's a lot of events right now. It's summertime. Perhaps there's an event that's going around like the rodeo. Or, for example, maybe there's a special show at the Cascade Theater. So whatever is going on around you, you may want to, and if it's close to you, you may want to create content around that. While you're down, stop, if you're in a restaurant, why don't just remember we're open, or I'm just making this up. We are so excited that so-and-so has come to the Cascade Theater. We're very excited to have him in our community. And remember, stop on by the brewery, the winery, our restaurant for a quick bite to eat before you go. We're open from 9 to 5, something like that. And then you tag the Cascade Theater in your post. Maybe you tag another business that's open in your area, and then you also do your 9 hashtags. Or the third area is an event would be recognize specific days that people recognize. This would be wishing them happy holidays, happy 4th of July, happy back to school. For all your parents out there, hope your first day of your children going back to school was fabulous. You got them started on the right path. Now come on down and enjoy and toast with a glass of wine or something. So when you're posting around those type of events, it creates goodwill. It helps your social media community, those who are following you, that you recognize that holiday or that event that is recognized by the rest of the community or the state. Like, 4th of July, there's one every day. You may want to create your business model for events around National Ice Cream Day or National Take Your Dog to Work Day or National, I know there was a vet that was recognizing National Dog Brushing Day. There's all kinds of national days, and they are very specific, can be very specific around your industry or not. So thinking about events is one of the categories that you want to create your content around. Number 2, promotional. We're all about promoting our products and services. Yes, but it's not just do business with me. Look how great my product is. Come order your hamburger. It is, you want to think about posting around those problems you solve for other people, for your avatar, for your ideal customer that you want to walk through that door. So you have to get a little creative here. And you want to think about engagement and asking questions. If you were an ice cream store or a bakery, what type of cupcake do you like? Do you like chocolate cupcake, or do you like red velvet cupcakes over carrot cake cupcakes or cakes or whatever it is? And then you do a little poll, you get people commenting, and you're responding to those comments, you're thanking them, and then you come back and say, if everyone who responded, red velvet cake or red velvet cupcakes was the favorite. So today we're going to be baking just red velvet cupcakes for those who love them. Stop on by and make sure you get yours. Okay. This is where you got to get creative, right? And then the last area is educational. Share, teach people what you do. Show how to help them. You're not giving away your secrets. You're actually creating goodwill. You're showing that you care for your customers. It builds that credibility within your business that you know what you're talking about. And a lot of different type of industries, sectors, business sectors, really easy to do. If I was to do a post about education, I would be probably wanting to post something about, so I'm going, about the 9 hashtags, right? If that's first 3 hashtags, I would, you got to do 9 hashtags. 3 about what you do. And I would do maybe an example of that. And then the next day, the next 3, and the next day, the next 3, and then show how all 9 work together. So there is a whole 4 days of organic posting. And I'm remembering who my avatar is, remembering the 9 hashtags, and then posting. And I can schedule that out on the platforms. They all have scheduling tools. So content, whatever content you're doing, keep on doing it, but start to think about maybe integrating some of these tips. This is an example of Cattleman's, and they were wishing happy Father Days from Cattleman's. Thank you to all our guests who celebrated with us this weekend, especially to our staff that are dads too. We love and appreciate you. Thank you. If you're still looking for a gift for your dad, it's not too late to give dad a gift of a great steak. Cattleman's offers e-cards, so you can buy now and send now, reminding everybody that if you forgot to send your dad something, here you go. Hashtags, and then they have their hashtags there. Okay, very creative. Love that. They have great images. And of course, they're probably, using some of their resources for a photographer or for helping create some of these collages. Okay, let's see, how am I doing? Emily, do I have any specific questions that need to be answered right now, or can I keep moving on?
No, just keep going on.
Okay. I want you guys all to know that in these next areas, I'm going to move pretty quickly because, of course, I'm running out of time as usual. But all of my notes have depth that goes down into each of these top 6 social media platforms. These are the top 6 that I would recommend, that you pick at least 2 to be on. If you're on all 6, more power to you. But do 2 and do them, and start to think about adding some of the ways that you are defining your ideal customer, using your hashtags, and creating your content. These Facebook, because it is still the king of social media platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest. Now, if you are not particularly interested in any of one of these, but your ideal avatar, your ideal customer is on it, and that's what they use, we've got to rethink about how you're going to use this, right? It doesn't mean I'm forcing you to do TikTok, but if you are really the type of business that entertains, and your demographic is young adults or young, 25-year-olds, and your business caters to them, and you have some type of business that would work well on TikTok, then we better be on it, right? So you just want to think about these platforms. This is the Park Ready. This is a picture of their Instagram. It's a food truck place, the Park Ready food truck community. And so this is where the food truck set up. And I just wanted to give you a little shout out because they're using their highlights as a way to kind of look at different posts that they've done in the past and the events that people can kind of search and see what some images of what that might look at before they go down there and either want to participate as a food truck or come down and visit and patronize one of the food trucks. So Facebook is still the king. It is it is about sharing, and it's about what you do, and it's question led. Posting what you want your customers to know. And when you think about yourself personally, when you're on your own personal newsfeed and what you share, you're always sharing something that was like, whoa, I didn't know that, or oh, that's a great recipe, or oh, look at that event, or oh, look at where they're at, or oh, whatever it is. So you want to think about that when you're doing about your Facebook page. You're informing them about how your promotes and service can solve your products, and services can solve their problem. Educating your customers. And then they have an array of features, right? They have Facebook Shop, so you can actually sell directly from the app. They have Facebook Live and videos, stories, groups, advertising, messenger, and then they have a fabulous behind the scenes insights. So you want to think that it's question led, doing what they want to know, sharing content. Remember, we're all about engagement. We want them to comment, like, and share. It's not about growing as many followers. It's more about how engaged you are creating in your social media community. There's probably a lot of folks that have followed your page. Maybe they came upon it. Maybe somebody sent it to them, but they're not truly following it because they're not really your ideal customer. But as you dig down into your post and you're seeing who is sharing it, who is commenting, who is responding to your questions, you're pretty much going to start to get an idea of who your ideal customer is. This is Anderson's Automotive. I love to put service businesses in my examples because, yes, it's not just retail and restaurants that do Facebook or organizations. We have a lot of service-based businesses that have really learned to use this platform. Facebook pages are one of the most effective in rural communities. It might be because of the demographics, but it is one of the most used to search about a business, to find a business, to find if they have a website, a phone number, a location, even more than maybe Google My Business or Google Business Profile. So think about that and make sure that, if that is your audience, then you may want to start to really look at your content and start to build your engagement. Instagram is owned by MetaSuite also. So you get 2 for 1. So if you're on Facebook and Instagram, what you post on Instagram, you can share on Facebook, but you want to remember Instagram is like your catalog. It's about high quality photos. It's about people go there to kind of like a catalog, to like know more about your businesses, to look at your organization, see what you're doing. I'm looking at my notes, make sure I'm not missing something. The highest engagement on Instagram is from carousels, scrolling through step by step, or here is like a lot of organizations that do events. Let's just say my daughter went to Bonnaroo in Nashville, and Bonnaroo's site on Instagram, on any of their posts, whether it was stories or reels, you could go through all these different pictures and get a real sense of what was going on during that event. So Instagram is really about photos and to drive folks to your e-commerce site. This is Weaverville Chambers Instagram. I wanted to show you this one because, again, little Weaverville up there in Trinity County, they have a woman that does this. She does a fabulous job. She posts some stories. She posts some live videos. She does do some reels. She does some just posters that folks, but there's so much going on up there that she has decided to highlight it by months. So if you wanted to see what's going on in Weaverville in August, you could click there, go through those photos, or search hashtags, and then suddenly pops up and you can learn more about what's going on in that community through what this particular organization is posting. Now, running out of time. Here we go. The next one is LinkedIn. I'm a big believer, have a professional network, build out your professional network, your personal professional network to the max, and then look at a company profile if that is going to reach your ideal customer. Be on your professional site, even if you're, don't think it's relative to your business, you need to be on there. You need to network with past folks. You need to look at groups. This is, of course, great business to business for business to business type of businesses, but individuals, but it is really great for business to consumer too. TikTok. I'm not a TikToker. My people are city agencies, state agencies. I know they're not on TikTok, but if you are looking at TikTok and entertain and educate Gen Z, this could be a site for you. So go in and look at that. YouTube is a platform that has owned by Google, high SEO. It's all about entertaining and educating, sharing how to solve their problem. Do-it-yourself videos, behind the scenes. You can get a branded channel. Our Shasta-Cascade SBDC has a branded channel, and all of our webinars sit there. It's fabulous. Great place to go and put your videos in there, or if you're doing an organization and you're doing some videos around that event, people can go there and get a feel, especially if you want to cater to your vendors and show each vendor that's, you know, the type of vendors that you have. One of my examples that I have is a plumber, Don't Call Me YouTube. And he actually shows you how to do maybe repair a toilet, goes through the steps. And if you can't figure this out, then call me. But don't call me unless you can't figure it out. And you said his business blew up from that don't call me kind of approach, tagline, strategy. And then Pinterest is your idea board. It's like an electronic bulletin board. You want to post what you offer from your website, like family-friendly content, guides and itineraries, how-tos. It is one demographic. It is really focused at women. 80% of their market on Pinterest are women. Here is the social media marketing metrics. There's a whole list of them. I go in my notes deep what each one is. These are just some reminders about thinking about building your community with the 4 R's. Reward those who respond to those who actually comment or answer questions, have questions. Go and review your last post and refresh them and re-engage. And with that, do we have any questions? And I know you want to put a link to the evaluation in the chat. You might have already, Emily.
Yeah, just put the survey in there. So if you guys could go ahead and click on that link, you can finish it up when we wrap up. But that just really helps us out improve all of our events. And yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Doesn't look like we have any at this time.
Okay. And then here's how you can contact the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. We're located in Reading. That's our phone number. You can email Emily at norcalsbdc.org. Or if you are not in Shasta, Trinity or Siskiyou County, you can just go right there to americasbdc.org and find one near you. Then, of course, there's our social media platforms that we use regularly. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We also have email marketing. You can get regular emails. And then did you want to mention the open house tomorrow, Emily?
Sure. Yeah, we're having an open house at the Reading Library tomorrow. So we'll be there at 5:30 to 7:30. You can grab some food and meet some of our advisors, and then they'll kind of go over some different topics, funding, marketing, different things like that. So I encourage you all to come. You can just show up, and happy to have you.
I see that there is one question about posting once a day versus posting 4 times a day with a question mark. You know, posting once a day is great. 4 times a day, if it is around, you know, you're really focusing around reaching your customer. You have a lot of products. You have a lot of services you provide. If you can do that, that's great. You just want to be careful that it's not just all about buy, you know, do business with me, do business all about you. You're really thinking about promoting and solving and communicating and building you know, around how you're going to help solve the problems of your potential ideal customers, how you're making their life better, what is the benefits of your products and services. So if you can post 4 times a day, great. Just want to be, we could look at your insights and see how effective everything is. Okay. Well, with that said, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me today. I hope I left you with some food for thought that you could go back and start to think about your social media marketing. And it's always a pleasure to be able to provide and work with businesses. And thank you again, Emily, for hosting this today. And I'll see you next time.